You want to improve your game, you want to get better at golf, you want technology to show you how you can lower your scores? Stay tuned, it's all today on SCOREGolf TV.
This is SCOREGolf, the voice of Canadian golf. SCOREGolf is brought to you by Molson Canadian 67, official beer of the PGA of Canada, RBC Canadian Open, and Canadian Women's Open. Tailor-made golf, the #1 driver in golf. Tourism Kelowna, 20 courses from easygoing to ego-shattering. Now, here's your host, Bob Weeks.
Hello Canada and welcome to another edition of SCOREGolf TV, and today we are out in Edmonton at a new facility called Golf Tech. Now these are actually springing up right across the country, and we are going to show you why they have become one of the most popular places to come and learn how to improve your game. All sorts of great technology in here to help you play better golf. We'll show you that a little later in the show. We're also going to take you out to the Columbia Valley Golf Trail and show you why you might want to consider that as your next destination for a golf trip. But to kick things off, let's chat with the guy who is the #1 teacher in the game, the guy who teaches Tiger Woods everything he knows. Here's our conversation with Sean Foley.
Prospective, meeting today's PGA Tour stars.
By now, just about every golf fan has heard the story of Sean Foley. The Canadian-born golf instructor graced the covers of SCOREGolf magazine when he was a young teacher at Glen Abbey in Oakville, Ontario. Now Foley spends most of his days on ranges at PGA Tour events or at his teaching academy at the Orange County Golf and Country Club in Orlando, Florida.
There's not really a Sean Foley philosophy of the swing, is there, or is there?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously the philosophy is that they understand their technique without becoming mechanical. Second, there are a lot of arbitrary stylistic points to golf swings that don't really matter. There are dynamics. So the dynamics of rotation, the dynamics of muscle loading, and then the dynamics of what happens when a flat surface hits a round object. So, yeah, there's a lot of law and structure, but there's no real, your arm has to be here and your arm has to be here. I think you just get to a point where, you know, you look at someone who said if you want to draw the ball, you need a flat backswing. Well, I mean, look at Mo and Hogan. They didn't draw the ball, but they have what you would say is a flat backswing.
Coaches are around to direct their players and inspire them to perform. Foley is a man who's well-read, so who inspired his coaching style?
You know, Scotty Bowman. I read up on Harvey Pennick and Claude Harmon and John Wooden. You know, even people like Ken Dryden. You know, just to kind of get an understanding of what it was. And basically it comes back to, you know, 3 or 4 points, right? Working smart, working hard and efficiently, and then it's just passion. And what I've seen with the great coaches is the great coaches just set up environments for these guys to flourish in. Rather than saying this is the environment, they kind of set up the environment. You're gonna play with him, you're gonna play with him, your shift's gonna run at this time and this time. Because they could see chemistries and things in amongst the players together. Like if you look at a Real Madrid, they almost have every position player on the field, like the New York Yankees, they don't win. But they have almost the best player in baseball at every position. So who's to say that that's really the key? Now, in an individual sport, you know, coaching's a little bit different. So I go to the range sometimes where I've learned everything that night before about the Lakers, because Hunter's playing really well, and I need to have things to talk about, and he loves cars, and he loves to talk about the Lakers. So me knowing what Kobe's stats are in the final quarter is about a 25-minute conversation that gets us to deter technique. Now I've got them hitting it really well. Now what do I do? And it's very easy for me to tinker and want to talk more about it. So I've had to learn over the last few years just to kind of stand there and only give answers when asked questions rather than feeling the need to be so in there, as you are with the person at Glen Abbey, the 20 handicap.
Given the success he and his players have had over the past couple of seasons, it's amazing to hear how this native of Burlington, Ontario, has remained grounded despite the fame that comes with coaching PGA Tour superstars.
nothing is only good. You're going to have yin and yang in many situations. But I mean, more than anything, it's just that, you know, it's just to get invited back. If a guy coaches for the same team in the NBA, even though they never win a championship, if each year his contract is renewed, I think that's success. Because out on tour, coaches and caddies and managers and the like are hired quickly and fired quickly. So to be now on my 5th year with Hunter, my 4th year with Justin, and the start of my 3rd year with Tiger, I think that that's probably indicates to me there's been some success.
But don't look for Sean Foley to take credit for the on-course success his players are having.
At the end of the day, they have to pick the club, read the putt, figure out the wind, handle slow play. You know, there are so many factors that go into what they're playing. I think in the past I would have believed that my role was greater than it is. You know, people say, well, you had 6 wins and 27 top 10s. I didn't have a single win or a single top 10. It's the players that did. And whether I helped them a little bit or a lot, it changes depending on certain weeks, you know. But at the end of the day, they're doing all the work.
SCOREGolf will bring Sean Foley and some of his drills to our show right here on TSN. Look for those in the coming weeks. Coming up, a tour of GolfTech's training facility. This is GolfTech in Edmonton. It is a brand new facility and one of the premier places in the country to come and learn and improve your game. Now, there are GolfTech facilities springing up right across the country. We're going to show you why they've become so popular, and we're going to take a tour around this particular one here in Edmonton, and the guy who's going to give us that tour is Luke McKenzie. And Luke, first of all, I guess as a general sense, just tell me what people find when they come to a GolfTech facility.
When they come to GolfTech, they're looking to improve their game, and that's what we do the best here is help people become better players, enjoy the game, you know, through club fitting and coaching.
Okay, now you have so much really neat and really cool high-tech gear. I've had a little background view here and had a couple lessons myself already, but I want to show the viewers out there why they would want to come here. Can you take us on a tour?
Absolutely, I'd love to. Bob.
Okay. Okay, Luke, this looks like one of the hitting bays. There's a lesson going on in here right now, but lots of action. This is kind of the guts of this place?
Absolutely. This is where we do the coaching. This is where all the technology is, all the leading edge equipment we use to help people become better.
Okay, let's have a look inside here. There's a lesson going on. I hope they won't mind. We'll be okay. So Luke, describe to me exactly kind of what this guy is wearing and what's going on here. There's all sorts of gizmos and gadgets going here.
Yeah, like I said, it's a leading edge technology. This is motion measurement. We have the student hooked up to here. So there's a sensor between his shoulders, one just above his tailbone, which gives us some measurements of how his body is operating. So that really helps us define how to better utilize the body in the golf swing, where we can improve upon, you know, shoulder turn, the tilts and bends. Combined with the video, we give fact-based diagnosis.
Okay, and there's also this big video screen here showing me where my shots are going.
Yeah, absolutely. We are an indoor center. It's sunny and 72 every day in here, living in Edmonton, so it's fantastic. This is the Foresight driving range program, which helps us with ball flight. It's a great piece because we're indoors, but we can still see ball flight and assess ball flight and help people improve from that standpoint as well.
All right, now I see this big, you're talking about the video monitors, but there's a big box there with all sorts of green buttons. What's that all about?
That's called the button box, Bob. What that is the customer comes in and they're able to practice on their own using the video. So they simply take a swing, it records their golf swing, and they can use the butt of the club to review the swing either forward, backward, frame by frame. So again, they can be working on something specific and always moving forward with their golf swing and improving.
Okay, let's continue our tour. Maybe show me what else has got going around here.
Okay, great, Bob, let's go.
Luke, you have a lot of gear here, not only for training people, but for building clubs and getting people properly fit. What's all this stuff you have here?
Well, these are some of the tools we use to do some modifications of equipment. We check frequency of shaft, swing weight, as well as length of club. We also do check lie and loft of the golf club too, but we do an extensive club fitting program here, so all our clients are fit for the equipment they need to help them improve. So what we do to go that extra mile is when we custom order, we bring them in, take them out onto the workshop, and we double check that the specs are what we ordered and they're right for the client.
So why don't you sort of demonstrate here, this is the shaft frequency meter, it says. Maybe show me how this works.
Yeah, this is all digital. So what we would do is when we get the clubs in, you know, regular shaft, stiff shaft, X shaft, we like to double check the frequency of them to make sure that they are what they say they are. So the frequency are the cycles per minute. Okay, so if I pull this back like that, Bob, we'll do this 2-3 times just to make sure we have a consistent number, and then we can use the frequency chart to establish that the shaft is what it says it is.
Okay, and this is all sort of coming from the data that you've got from the lessons they had earlier, correct?
Absolutely. From the lessons, through using motion measurement, the 5 factors, you know, maximum improvement, lasting results. Then the club fitting ties in nicely when they're able to repeat their swing, they have a good move, and then we fit them for the equipment that is also going to help them to play better golf.
And so there's no more excuses. You can't blame your clubs.
Not here, not at Golf Tech.
Okay. Luke, there is a place here to practice your short game if you want to work on a little bit of putting, but you guys also have relationships with golf courses, green grass golf courses outside where you can take your game outdoors as well.
Oh, absolutely. All the plans we put together, Bob, include outdoor improvement. So we like to get outside, do short game, putting, chipping, bunker play, playing lessons. You know, we do work on technique here, putting, chipping indoors, but it's nice to get outside and enjoy the summer.
Non-stop learning here at Golf Tech. You just can't stop. I mean, all you do is learn here. It's a pretty neat facility. And just to kind of wrap things up, I mean, tell us sort of an overview of why someone should come here.
People have a great time here for one thing. It's not, the atmosphere is upbeat, it's fun to be here. Everybody enjoys himself. We're laughing, scratching all day long, but we're having fun learning and improving.
Teeing up Team Canada, reviewing Canada's national golf program. Brought to you by RBC. Let us help you make your mark.
Graham Dillette is one of the national team's best success stories. The Weyburn, Saskatchewan native was a member of the 2005 and 2006 national teams, and after graduating from Boise State, he played on both the Canadian Tour and the South African Sunshine Tour before qualifying for the PGA Tour in 2010. Playing for the national team was one of the key stages of the development of his game.
One of the great things about it is you're always surrounded by elite players. And so, I mean, you can learn a lot. You know, I guess I'm not really a video guy watching swings, but I like to watch other players hit balls and see how they, you know, judge a lie and how they hit type of shots around the green. And I mean, when you're 18 years old, you can't watch these guys on the PGA Tour every day. So that was kind of the gauge that I used. As far as a pride, it was great to, you know, represent my country. I got to go to a lot of different places around the world and kind of see where my game stacked up against some of the world's best amateurs.
Coming up, checking out the Columbia Valley's beautiful courses.
Well, British Columbia is filled with some spectacular golf courses, and the Columbia Valley Golf Trail is no exception. Places like Copper Point and Eagle Ranch and Grey Wolf. Well, we wanted to show them all to you. In fact, we're going to do that right now as we head out to the Columbia Valley Golf Trail.
Now, time for Golf Getaways, featuring the best golf destinations in North America.
The Columbia Valley Trail is home to 9 amazing golf courses that feature some of Canada's most breathtaking holes and is only a 3-hour drive from Calgary. There's no better place to start our journey than Grey Wolf Golf Course. Just a couple of hours west of Banff, Grey Wolf is located at Panorama Mountain Village. It was ranked amongst the top 25 courses in Canada by SCOREGolf in 2012 and is known for its signature hole, Cliffhanger. This hole requires golfers to hit over Toby Creek Valley and can play as long as 200 yards from the back tee. The Doug Carrick design is stunning as it rolls through the mountainous terrain and is surrounded by enormous pines. It's a course that all Canadian golfers should play at least once in their lives. Renowned course architect Les Ferber crafted the perfect complement to the surrounding scenery at the Springs at Radium. Playing between 5,163 and 6,767 yards, this meticulously maintained par 72 course unfolds along the Columbia River and blends seamlessly into the landscape, combining dramatic golf shots with naturally beautiful views. But the Springs are only one of two incredible courses in this region, as the Radium Resort course sits nearby. This course has been a favorite mountain course since 1957, with jaw-dropping vistas and spectacular elevation changes. The course has recently went through renovations that include 3 newly developed holes and sits at the base of the Rocky Mountains, where golfers can watch their shots fly into the backdrop of mountain ranges. Copper Point Golf Club is one of the newest championship courses in the Kootenay Rockies and harkens back to another era. A natural lay-of-the-land route with numerous classic elements such as roughly hewn bunkers and excellent use of existing hills and ravines, the architectural merit of this design warrants play on its own. But what will really sell you on Copper Point is the pristine setting. New on-site luxury resort, beautiful conditions, full-color GPS on the carts, not to mention the spectacular views of the Kootenay Rockies from nearly every hole. In addition to the championship 18-hole course, the Ridge at Copper Point, a Masters-style course, is equally stunning and can be played in only 3 hours, making it a favorite among juniors and seniors. The Fairmont Hot Springs Resort features not one, but 2 amazing courses. A river runs through it is the dominant theme at Riverside, one of the most enjoyable courses to play and walk in the region. Indeed, the fast-flowing Columbia River is always close at hand, and this contemporary design is laced with memorable golf holes that showcase the striking nature of this property. In 2012, the classic tree-lined layout at Mountainside, for decades one of the most popular courses in the region, went under the knife and unquestionably came out better than ever. Thanks to acclaimed architect Doug Carrick, the changes solidify Mountainside as one of the must-play tracks in the Kootenay Rockies. There are 2 distinctly different environments on this course, the open fairways and the 360-degree views of the valley in the upper region and the quiet serenity of the mini canyons. That's how Bill Robinson, the course architect, described Eagle Ranch. With 18 magical holes of golf perched along ancient bluffs overlooking the Columbia River, a stirring setting made even more dramatic by its Rocky and Purcell Mountain views, Eagle Ranch is certainly a place far above the rest. Ranked among the top 100 courses in the nation, it's easy to see why when the greens are surrounded by one incredible view after another. Originally designed by revered golf pioneers and Canadian Golf Hall of Famers George Cumming and Stanley Thompson, Windermere Golf and Country Club is nestled among towering pines and magnificent granite outcroppings. This 18-hole championship course is player-friendly to all levels of ability, yet is a challenge for the most experienced golfer.
The Technology Report, a look at the science, research, and development of the game.
Today's instructional tip here on SCOREGolf TV comes courtesy of this guy, Jamie Kurlick, who you may remember from the Canadian Tour days, fine player in his own right now with GolfTech. And Jamie, the 5 factors that GolfTech operates on are really a great foundation for anything that happens when you do the teaching method here at GolfTech. Why don't you run through them for us?
Okay, so the first thing is our fact-based diagnosis. So what we go through, there's no guesswork. Using our motion measurement technology, we're able to break down your golf swing, see what you're doing really well, but also see where some of the faults are in your physical abilities. So basically, we're going to map out a plan, figure out what we've got to do. We also talk to you. You know, we figure out how much time have you got, where do you want to go with your golf game.
So a little bit of realism there, obviously.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. You know, if people don't have the time, you know, their goals might have to change a little bit, but if they've got the time, we set it out and outlay a plan.
Okay, keep moving through them for us.
Okay, then we set up sequential lessons, so it's not a one-off lesson. Basically, you know, you've probably had a number of great lessons from a number of different coaches.
Far too many.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one-off.
Right.
When we map out the plan in the evaluation process, we're going to build your golf swing from the ground up, inside out, start to finish. So we set up a plan. Usually it's a lesson a week or one lesson every 2 weeks with practice in between. Which takes me to the next part, is that we've got video-based practice. So what you've got the ability to do is come in and see your golf swing on tape. Every swing is recorded. There's a button box with a monitor on the floor, so a lot of times what you're feeling in your golf swing and what you're doing are two very different things.
I know that one, yeah.
Yeah, so that's great. I mean, just myself personally, I've spent hours on it. Just one more ball, one more ball, one more ball. So that's great. Then we've got our advanced retention tools. So all of our lessons, you know, you've probably had some great lessons 2 weeks down the line. Man, that was a great lesson. What were we talking about?
Tell me again,
yeah, you've got the ability to go home or even from your iPad and log on and see what's going on the web, review your lesson. You can even check it out on the golf course.
I was going to say, maybe in the 5th hole or 6th hole or something,
yeah,
at the top of the,
yeah.
you know, when the press hits or something.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's legal or not. I'll have to check with the rules of golf if I can get a lesson.
Yeah, sure you can.
Yeah, okay, good.
And then finally, we're precision match clubs. So once we get to that point where we've built a repeatable action in your golf swing, we're going to fit you with the proper tools. I think a lot of clubs straight off the rack, that's what a lot of people are playing with, and you know, their clubs just don't fit them.
Coming up, a tip to keep your arms and shoulders connected.
Play better golf. Lessons to help you improve your game.
Hello, my name is Clinton Schmaltz. I'm a Class A Canadian PGA professional at Golf Tech Saskatoon. Today we're going to go over a very simple tip that anyone can do at home. It's a 2x4 drill. So the 2x4 drill is going to help you stay connected and not just lose some power by taking it back with your hands and your arms. So what you're going to do very simply is get a 2x4, put it behind your club head like you would a golf ball, get into your posture, and then stay connected in your setup position and push it back with your shoulders. So try this drill at home. Try to do this 5 or 10 times a day, and you will see that you get great benefit with the dispersion rate and your lack of distance. Contact your local PGA professional for any other help you may need with your game.
Week Speaks is brought to you by Bushnell, makers of the Pro 1M and Tour Z6 rangefinders.
Well, it was said back in the 1930s and 40s that one of the most popular teachers of the day, Tommy Armour, used to sit in a chair under a tree and watch his students hit golf balls and say things like, "Yeah, it looks pretty good out there." Well, you can't get away with that stuff today. As much as technology has advanced the design of golf clubs with big-headed drivers and perimeter-weighted irons, it's really helping people play better golf. Golf Tech is a perfect example of that. In fact, if you're not using some form of technology to help you play better golf, well, then you're falling behind. So go and see your local PGA of Canada professional and have them help you play better golf through things like video and motion capture analysis. That's all the time we have for this week on SCOREGolf TV. Tune into our website and check out all the great stuff that's on there, and we'll see you next time right here on SCOREGolf TV.
Thanks for watching Score Golf on TSN, the voice of Canadian golf. Score Golf is brought to you by Molson Canadian 67, official beer of the PGA of Canada, RBC Canadian Open, and Women's Canadian Open. Jack Link's Beef Jerky, feed your wild side. Bob Weeks Clothing supplied by Ashworth.